You are listening to the Beyond the Classroom podcast, a podcast for burnt out teachers who know something's gotta give. After teaching for 14 years and feeling completely burned out for way too long, in May of 2022, I made a big decision and left the classroom. I now help burnt out teachers like you take back balance and joy so you can wake up every day loving your life. In this podcast, we'll explore who you are beyond the classroom, whether you're considering leaving or wanting to make changes so you can fall in love with teaching again. Either way, I understand what it's like to be living a life that looks fun and cute on the outside. You know, summer's off, playing all day, off at 2 o'clock every day, but actually feels miserable and draining. I'm your host and coach, Sandy Patterson, and I'm so excited to help you step into your fullest potential and believe in that potential to make an impact on the world, not just survive each day. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Beyond the Classroom podcast. I am Sandy Patterson, your host and certified life and business coach, and I am so excited to be here today with Amber J. She is a business and confident coach for teachers. She's amazing. You're going to love her. I love her, and I'm so excited that you're here today. Welcome, Amber.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. It's like the evening where I am, and you keep mentioning that it's the morning where you are. It's so funny.
I know, I love it though. It's such a beautiful thing. I know that social media for a lot of people can be such a it's a love-hate relationship, but I lean into these connections that we make on social media with the most amazing people. And just think if it wasn't for Instagram, you and I might have never connected, right? So I love it. Thank you for being here. So Amber, before we start, I've started when I have podcast guests on the podcast, I've started to ask them these 4 random questions. You haven't heard these questions yet. So this is just to get to know you a little bit more. Okay. So first question is, where are you located and what's the weather like there right now?
So I'm in Brighton in England, and the weather is absolutely amazing. It's I think it's one of the hottest days of the year today. It was a solstice the other day.
Yes, happy summer solstice.
Gorgeous. Yeah, it's gorgeous here.
Good. Okay, what's the temperature there?
I actually don't know. I would say it's around 20 something, 20 something.
Okay, okay, perfect. Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing that. No, I was just thinking in my head of I shouldn't say this out loud, but I'm oh, you're Celsius. I'm Fahrenheit. I don't know what 20 Celsius is in, I'm not going to try to figure it out. So anyways, it's beautiful there where you are. It's beautiful here too. I'm in San Diego, and I think it was 80 when we took the dog for a walk this morning. So yeah, great. Happy summer solstice. Okay, what is something that most people don't know about you?
Maybe that I spent most of my 20s living abroad. So I spent a lot, I lived in the UAE, then I lived in Australia, then I lived in Vietnam. Yeah, I don't talk about that too much, but yeah.
That's so cool. And that is really, really amazing. Were you by yourself? Did you do it by yourself?
I travel by myself. I love traveling by myself. So I went backpacking by myself for years. And then, yeah, I went to Vietnam by myself. But on the very first day I arrived in Vietnam, in fact, on the flight to Vietnam, I met my partner, now baby daddy.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What a cool story. That's really, really neat. And again, to think if you didn't do that, you would have never met him and your life could have taken such a different path. That's so amazing. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Don't think too hard about this. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh boy. That's so hard.
Don't think too hard. Just what's your favorite?
Yeah, I suppose I would probably go for, I don't know exactly what it would be, but Indian food. I could eat Indian food every day. We eat
Okay.
food in my house.
Okay, perfect. I love that. Okay, and then last random question. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Same, same.
100% dogs.
100%. Do you like cats?
Not really.
Me either. Okay, good. I'm glad that that's sometimes when I have people on and they're like cats, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm kind of honestly a little bit scared of cats, but
I'm
that's
a bit scared of cats. I don't know how to be around them. I don't know.
same. And they're unpredictable. And those
Yeah.
claws, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so let's hop in now. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do, Amber.
So I am an ICF accredited coach. I used to be a teacher. For 12 years, I was a teacher. So I spent 10 years working abroad as a teacher alongside traveling, and then came back and was a teacher in the UK for 2 years. But yeah, and now I am an ICF accredited business coach with a real focus on kind of confidence and mindset as well as strategy. Um, yeah, I work with teachers, but I also work with, women outside of teachers.
Right,
But
right.
mainly my speciality is working with teachers and helping them to kind of grow the confidence to believe they can leave the classroom if they want to, like have all of the things that they have always wanted. Because I just think that teachers are so they just have such kind of low self-belief. They've been worn down
Yes.
by the system, and I just want to show the world that teachers can do anything.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So many things you just said. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And you guys listening, you probably can see like why Amber and I have connected so easily. Like we do similar things. Like we have similar audiences. We talked, I was a former teacher too. We're both former teachers. And now it's really just like our life purpose is to exactly what you said, like help people and see the possibility beyond what you can maybe see yet. And it's such a special, special thing to be able to do. And okay, so I'm so curious, and this may go a little off topic, but I'm just curious. What is it like teaching in the UK? And why did you decide to leave? That's a
I would
loaded
say,
question.
yeah, I mean, so I had taught all around the world, like I said, and I really loved that. But coming to the UK, um, it was unlike anything I could ever have imagined,
In a bad
um,
way or a good way?
in a bad way.
In a bad way. Okay. And I guess the reason I asked this question too is because I know what it's like teaching in the US, and I know probably a lot of my listeners know what it's like teaching here, and kind of the same thing of what you said, like getting bogged down by the system. So, I don't know why, like in my head, I'm like, oh, it must be so much better. Oh, it's probably so much better. So, say more. Sorry. Keep going.
No. It's just, I mean, there's just so much work. The work never ends. But on
Mhm.
top of that, there's so many cuts. I don't know how much you know about the government in the UK, but it's just been, this system for years and years and years of like austerity and fund like cuts from all of the public services, which basically mean we no longer have TAs in our classrooms. We no longer have, the like support for people with like children with SEND. We no longer have support for, like counseling services within the school. There's just nothing, like everything has been cut to the point where now a teacher is doing all of those roles on top of the crazy amount of marking and like planning to such rigorous restrictive kind of controls because Ofsted, which is our kind of what's the word? Can't remember. What's the word for
I don't
Ofsted?
know. I
No,
don't know.
they're the ones that come in and judge all the schools.
Oh, like
Um,
the standardized system. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So they come in and they rip the schools to shreds unless they are going by these really, really, really strict systems and everything is super consistent. And it basically takes away all the creativity from your lesson planning and from your teaching because you can't veer away from, like I was in a school, it was there were 4 classes in every year. And
Yeah.
so with the planning, everything in everyone's books across the 4 classes needs to be exactly the same. So if you do anything different, if you're like, oh, it's a beautiful day, let's go do this outside, and we're going to find a different way of like showing evidence of the learning, you'll get into trouble for that because every book needs to be the same. And it's
Mhm.
just, I mean, for me, it was just
Yeah.
all of the good parts of teaching, the creativity, the spontaneity, the I don't know, really forming close relationships with people, but having the support when you need it. Like,
Yeah.
none of that was there for me. It was like all the joy of teaching really got sucked out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to commend you too. Okay, so first of all, it sounds similar to things that are happening in the US too. Everything you just said, I'm like, yep, yep, yep. Um, and I want to commend you too. I think because a lot of people, a lot of teachers, and this can go with like any job outside of teaching too, right? Like a lot of people just accept the status quo and accept like this is just how it is. Like, work just sucks, life sucks, like this is it. But there was something in you that you were like, well, wait a second, like I want more. I want to do something different. And then you acted on that. So, do you want to share a little bit about how like that kind of came to be like that? What was that tipping point for you where you were like, I want more and I'm not going to let fear stop me from exploring what's on the other side?
Mm. I think that I have always been an ambitious person. And to some extent, like my own kind of limiting beliefs, like for a long time, I thought I wasn't creative. And a
Mhm.
lot of things that I believed about myself, doubts that I had about myself that led me to not really ever doing anything with my ambition. Um, but there was definitely this kind of feeling of like, I know there must be something out there. Like I know that I'm meant for I'm meant for something more than this.
Mhm.
Um, and I think when I was teaching in the UK, it was the combination of that feeling that had been growing for years and years and years, um, and as well as the just extreme levels of exhaustion that I was feeling. And I think what I was able to do, because I'd had my experience teaching abroad, is I was really able to kind of sense check, this isn't normal.
Oh
This
yeah.
shouldn't be normal. Whereas the people I was working with, they'd been in the UK and that's all they'd experienced. So I
Mhm.
think a lot of people, if that's all they've experienced, we normalize that culture, that work, like kind of toxic work culture in schools.
Mhm.
Um, and for me, it wasn't normal.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I think when I got pregnant, I know this happens for a lot of women, but when I got pregnant, that was my kind of moment of like, I want a better future. Like, I want the future that I would have chosen for myself. This isn't it,
Yeah.
And when I leave to have a baby, which, I'm so excited about, there's no way in a million years I want to go back to this version of me,
Yeah.
um, and not just do something about it.
Mhm.
I had such a strong feeling that now I was having a baby, I couldn't go back to this. Like
No
it
way.
was,
Yeah. I really, really love that. So let me ask you then, were you scared?
hmm
That's the question.
I was terrified. I was really terrified. But honestly, I think that my biggest fear, it's funny because I was scared both ways. I was really scared about leaving teaching, which is all I'd ever done,
Mhm.
and doing something really out there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It does seem really out there, especially to teachers. Um, but I was more scared of standing still. I was more scared of staying in like the situation I was in because I was burning myself out. I was getting home so miserable. I
Mhm.
remember my partner saying to me, like, Amber, this is like the minute you get in the car, all you do is complain, and it's draining me too. And
Mhm.
it was like impacting him. Obviously, it was impacting me. And I just the fear of living in that reality was bigger
Yeah,
than the fear of taking this huge leap into the unknown, which was
yeah.
obviously a big fear too. But
Oh yeah, it's a what do they say? Choose your hard, right? Like it's going to be hard either way, but choose which way and what you want to create and what you want to believe essentially as possible. So I love that. Um, so okay, I had a question came. So when you decided you were going to leave teaching, had you already started your business?
When I decided to leave, I so when I handed in my resignation, I
Uh-huh.
had already decided to become a coach, but I hadn't actually started my business. So I had started my coach training.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I had started my coach training, and after starting that and really realizing like this is what I want to do, this is definitely the direction I want to take my life.
Yeah.
That's when I handed in my resignation.
Got it. And what I just thought of something. You have a really great reel on Instagram, and you kind of talk about because I think they like for a lot of teachers and women that are just in like a 9 to 5 job, the misconception is that you're going to leave one thing and then step into another thing and like match your income and just like be all set and good to go. But in reality, there's a lot of like messy stuff that happens in between and like puzzle pieces that you kind of have to finagle and, put together and kind of jimmy rig it together to financially make it work. And you have a reel on Instagram, right, where you talk about this. And you talk about like you don't actually just step out of your job and match your income with this new thing. Like you got to figure out the way to put it together. Do you want to speak to that a little bit? Because I think it's something that a lot of people wonder about, and they think that that's the stopper, right? Like, well, if I can't just hop into the next thing, then I won't even try it all. But really, there's this magic messy in the middle, I like to call it.
I love that you just brought that up, Sandy, because it's this thing that I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's not talked about. We see people that, we see these coaches
Yeah.
online
Yeah.
talking about how they've made, like 5K months, 10K months, like they're talking about their success and usually in terms of money and income. And we
Mhm.
don't really see like the middle. Like
Yeah.
you either see, new coaches or, people that are just starting new businesses, introducing themselves, say, hi, I'm a new business. And
Mhm.
and then you see the polar opposite, which is really, really super successful, huge followings, making loads of money. And
Mhm.
I feel like there's almost this gray area that people are afraid to talk about because
Mhm.
maybe it makes them feel insecure, or maybe it makes them think, maybe they think it makes them look like they are not yet the expert, or they can't be an authority, or it gives them a sense of imposter syndrome just to say, hey, I'm not there yet,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm in this middle space
Mhm.
of growth and learning, and it's amazing. And yeah, I'm hustling. And I
Mhm.
just wish
Mhm.
more people would talk about that. Um, so yeah, when in that reel, I said, well, what did I do? So when I first left teaching, I did supply work, but I found supply work really, really challenging. By that point, I just wanted to stop teaching. So I did that for a few months.
Mhm.
Um, we also put our house up on Airbnb like once a month,
Mm, that's right.
and we
Yeah.
still do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, I went on Universal Credit, which is like the government benefit
Mhm.
scheme.
Mhm.
So they paid for my childcare, like 85% of my childcare, which allowed me to actually go full time in my business.
Mm.
There's just so many things I did to try and like pull in bits of money here and fund myself so that I could actually create this business and go all in on it. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like, oh yeah, now I'm making loads of money. It
Right.
was, it was, I want this so bad that I'm going to make it work no matter what.
Yes, yes. And that's so good. And my story is so similar too. And I think that you're absolutely right when you say a lot of people get really discouraged when we see on social media, it's the 5K, the 10K, the whatever, six-figure this and that. And not to say that that's not possible, but it doesn't normally usually happen right away, especially if you're building something that is sustainable. I think for a lot of people where they're like, oh, it just happened, or it just fell in my lap, or oh, I didn't even have to do anything. And I just, it's just not the norm. It's not reality. And it's discouraging when people get discouraged because of that. When you're really like, I'm like, no, like you pull the puzzle pieces together, like you get the odd job, you do the thing that, it's a puzzle. You put the puzzle together until you make it work. And there's no way to fail unless you just stop trying to put the puzzle together.
Yeah, exactly. I think my mentality is, and has been, like,
Mhm.
I'm just not going to give up. Like,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be my number one rule. Like,
yeah.
I want this. I'm not going to give up, no matter, the ups, the downs, the roller coaster ride, those months of feeling like nothing is really happening. Uh,
Yes.
I'm just not going to give up because I know that as long as I don't give up, I can't fail.
Yeah. You can't fail. Yeah, exactly. And I love that commitment too, like commitment to your business and to your future, and commitment not only on the days when it's like great and easy and fun and you're like, yes, I got this, I'm doing so good, this is amazing, but on the days that it feels really crappy and it feels like nothing's working. And honestly, in the beginning, there's more of those crappy days than there are the good days, right? Um, yeah, I love that. I really, really love that. So, okay. So tell me a little bit before we started recording, we were kind of chatting about balance, right? And I think this is another big topic for people who are working either their 9 to 5 or working their teaching job and also thinking about building something else or leaving or doing something else, right? Um, Lots of us are moms, right? You're a mom. Lots of us, we all wear so many different hats. So how do you balance all the things, the life, the momming, the business running, the just taking care of you, all of the things? How do you balance all of that?
I'm not sure I do. I'm not sure I'm there with the balance yet. But what I try to do is I just try to give myself, so I like, my baby goes to childcare 4 days a week, and I just really try to use that time as like wisely as I can. Um, and then one of my rules that I need to be stricter on really is, once I pick her up, that's it, switch off. No
Mhm,
more business stuff.
mhm.
That's my, phone away.
Yep.
That is my daisy time, and I
Mhm,
just want to be as present as possible with her, because not only is that, important for her, but I also think, if I pick my toddler up and we go to the park, um, not always, sometimes it's a bit stressful, but actually there's a real opportunity there for some just mindfulness, just to really like look at how cute she is and run around with her in the grass and like look at the trees together and lie down and look at the clouds, like all of those things. That's my moment almost to like unwind
mhm,
um and kind of try to slow down. Um,
mhm.
so that's kind of where it's, because obviously I'm still being a mom at that point. It's not fully on my own, on my own, but
Right.
I try to use that time. I just try to be as mindful as I can um, during that time. And then when she goes to bed, to be honest, I do often go back to work.
Yeah.
But I think that's partly because, I'm still, I'm I'm finally actually doing better than I've ever done in my business and making consistent income, but I'm still a long way to go from, my goals, and I'm still hustling.
Yeah, no, and I know, like from our conversations too, and knowing you, I know you also really love what you do. So I'm guessing that you probably, when you do, because I'm the same. When you open that computer after your daughter is in bed, it's not because you're feeling resentful, like you have to do it. It's like, I'm excited to do these things and to build this thing. So, and I also really appreciate your honesty too, because I think that like when you say hustle, like I think hustle gets a bad rap these days too. But I think if you're in love with your business and in love with what you're doing, there's nothing wrong with it if you have that balance-ish. And I again appreciate you being really honest about like, well, I don't I don't have it all figured out. Like I'm still working on it. I'm still working on that balance. And I know for a fact, like when you talk about turning your phone off or turning like work off, business off when you pick up your daughter from childcare, I know that some, in teaching, we're taught to like keep going, like keep pushing, keep working all the time at the expense of your mental health. And so I don't think many teachers have that mindfulness piece built into their days just because it's like go, 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 go all the time, all the time. And I think it's easy to pick up those habits and take them with you into whatever it is next. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
that is exactly true. I think I don't know if you've experienced this, Sandy, but like being a teacher for so many years now, it's about unlearning some
Yep.
of that, some of
Yeah.
that cycle of burnout. I think that all teachers have, and trying like noticing it. I think the benefit that coaches have really is that we are extremely reflective.
Yeah.
We are often, like as just as part of our job, we're kind of trying to be in tune with our thoughts and our body and, like how am I feeling today? Which is something that as a teacher, I don't think I had time to really tune into.
Yep.
But I am 100% recognizing now that there are some really bad habits that I've learned through teaching that I really have to sort out.
Same.
Mhm.
Okay, let me ask you. This wasn't on the list of questions, but let me ask you. So you're talking about unlearning, and I'm like, yes, I've spent the last 2 years unlearning lots of beliefs, lots of habits, lots of patterns that I just don't want to be true for me anymore. So what is one thing from teaching that you've had to unlearn? One belief or habit or whatever it is. What's one thing you've had to unlearn?
I think one thing that I've unlearned, just one thing. I mean,
Yeah, fun.
like we've just been saying, there's the work ethic thing, which is that, you cannot switch off because there's always a million things to do. And I think with teaching and what it was like in teaching is that if you don't do those a million things, you're going to
Mhm.
get in trouble. No matter
Yeah.
how much you do, someone is going to pick up on it at the staff meeting that you haven't done this thing, or you haven't marked your books correctly, or and I think now I have my own business coach, and what I worked through with her quite a while back is that you know, the coaching police aren't coming.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nobody is going to tell you off if you haven't finished this bit of work, or like no one's going to no one is like you can decide. You can now, like I can make the rules now, like how I
Isn't
work,
that
when I work,
mind
where I
blowing?
work.
I know
Yeah.
that's mind blowing to me. I'm like, "Oh, wait, I'm in charge? Like, wait, what? I don't think I should be in charge. Like, wait, no, yes, I can. Yeah, I think that's so good. And that's definitely one that I had to work through too. My biggest one was that everything needs to be hard. Like if you didn't work hard, if you're not exhausted at the end of the day, if you are not like, if you don't work hard every second of the day, it didn't count. It's not worth it. It's not enough. Like you don't deserve it. And so that's my one is like, now I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like things get to be easy now. Like this is nice. Like really, and not feeling guilty about it too. So I love it. Okay, so let me ask you, what has been or what was the hardest thing in starting your business?
Hardest thing. I have to think about this.
Okay, think about it.
I think the hardest thing is, um, and you might not, this is kind of a little bit of a left field answer, but I think the hardest thing about starting a business, having a business, and being a woman
Hmm.
is managing like my hormones. Um, because I have really bad, especially since having my baby, but even before that, PMS. And it kind of
Mm,
happens like 1 or 2 weeks, out of the month.
yeah.
Um, I think there's something called PMDD, which I think maybe I have, which is like a worse version of PMS. But anyway, it's like when you have a business, you obviously you're in charge, you're setting the schedule, and it's kind of maintaining a consistency when I'm feeling weak, vulnerable, a bit sad,
Mm. Yeah.
and very hormonal. And I
Mm.
think that's probably the thing I find the hardest, actually.
That is so interesting. I was just talking to my sister-in-law the other day about like, oh, being a woman, like 2 weeks out of the month, like we're just like, oh, it's such a bummer. I understand that though. I really, really understand that. And I think for me too, like I've gotten good about like knowing like, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that specific thing on that day because it's just going to be a fight, like an internal fight within yourself. Like wait to do that thing until you're in a better space, in a better place. And the teacher in me wants to be like, no, 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 just do it now, just power through, just go. But I'm realizing that like the rest and the reset and the cycles of things even in business can be a really, really beautiful thing if we can get them to work with us and align with us, right?
Have you read the book Period Power?
No, I have not.
Digression. But no, well, there's this book called Period Power, and it is amazing. And it's actually all about how to work with your cycle. And just like you were saying, it's kind of like doing a bit of an audit on how you're feeling every day of the month. And then it will help you predict, the months ahead. And you can actually look at your calendar and, yeah, like book things in for when you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And,
Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I
maybe
thought,
avoid social situations for when you're feeling bad.
yeah,
And
yeah.
also, what I really like from it is learning that the times that you're feeling really, really emotional and hormonal,
Mhm.
there's actually a benefit to them too. They can be really great times for like introspection
Mhm.
and reflection and tuning in with maybe some more like deeper things that are going on. And so I try to use that to see the positives
I
when
love
I'm
it.
feeling weak. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, what's then the best thing about starting a business?
Just doing something every day that I absolutely love. 100%.
Oh,
I just love it.
yeah.
All of my energy is flowing in the direction of like where I'm going, and I'm so excited about my life and my future. And yeah, that's it.
I love that. I love it, love it, love it. I feel the same way too. Okay, let's see here. What final piece of advice would you have for someone who is maybe thinking about starting a business or doing something different or taking that leap right into the unknown, whether it be a job or a relationship, whatever it is? What would you say to somebody who's there, but they're just scared?
I think I would encourage them to imagine where they want to be in a year's time, and what if they don't do anything, like how are they going to be feeling this time next year?
Mm.
That's I actually got a call the other day with somebody who is in exactly that situation,
Mm.
and they were saying how they just feel like they spent the past year in neutral, stagnating. They want to start a coaching business and they just don't know how to get into drive. Um, And, we kind of talked it through and I said, how are you going to feel next year if you're still in neutral? And I think that was a really powerful question for her, um, because it really made her realize like that can't happen. I
No,
can't,
thank you. Yeah,
I
yeah,
need to move,
yes.
or this time next year I will have wasted. I think she said something like, I don't have that time to waste.
Oh, do any of
Yeah.
us? Do any
No,
of us?
she wasn't like,
No,
oh.
no. That's so good. Okay, let me ask you one more question. I know I said that was the last question, but I got one more for you. So, what would you tell somebody who's in the business, so started their business, maybe in those beginning phases, and they're like, it feels like nothing's working?
I would tell them that this feeling that they're in right now, this feeling that nothing is working, that is going to be part of their story when everything is working. Like that's going
Um,
to help them get to the part where it's all working and it's flowing and everything is feeling good, but you'll be telling this story. This is your first part of your story,
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, share where we can find you, where everybody can find you if they want more Amber.
Well, I am on Instagram and Facebook, Amber J Coaching. I also have a Facebook group, which is a lovely little community of teacher turned coaches. And it's called, I have to remember what it's called now. It's called
We'll put it in the show notes. Yeah.
Classroom to Fully Booked Coach. And yeah, that's really great. Like I'd love it if anyone wanted to join that. We inspire, educate, support each other. Yeah. You can go on my website, amberj.co.uk.
Yes, Amber, you are just such a ray of light, and I'm just so excited. And thank you so much for being here and sharing a part of your story and inspiring more women here to just go for it. We don't have time to waste, so let's kick some butt here.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have time to waste. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks so much.
yeah, absolutely. All right, you guys, we'll see you back here next time. Bye. Okay. Perfect. Yay. Thank you
That was
so
so
much.
much fun.
How did that feel?
Good. That felt so good. It's so lovely talking to you. It's so
Oh, I feel the same
it's so
way.
like
Yes,
similar.
we are. And I love it. I really, really love it. I know that a lot of times, like I remember in the beginning of my journey, like in my business, I would come across somebody on social media that was like doing the same thing or like had a similar audience or like, oh my gosh. And then it would just like derail me because I would be like, oh, they're already doing it. Like there's no, but then I'm like, no, wait a second. Like we can help each other. Like we can support each other. We can, share audiences. We can share these mindset things that we go through. I mean, I love connecting with people, and you're amazing. I feel like we would be friends, like regardless, of any of
I know. I
stuff.
want to come to America.
Yeah, so I want to come
Yeah, and
visit
it's
you.
just so funny because you reached out to me, but like if you hadn't reached out to me, I would have reached out to you
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you were already kind of like on my radar, and I was like, oh wow, she's doing cool stuff. So yeah.
yeah. It's so cool. There's so much space and so much abundance and goodness for everyone. So, yay. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I'm going to get this over to my editor. She'll kind of fix it up for us. And then I'll be in touch with you and let you know. It'll probably be sometime in July when we share this. And I share it on Instagram and all that stuff. So I'll tag you and all that good stuff. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dee.
Okay. And I'll talk to you, or we're doing our live, I think, next week. So I'll see you then.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think we really
Okay.
need like a topic for that. We can just kind of,
Yeah. I feel like we've got so much to talk
Yeah.
about. Like we don't need.
We don't need, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. We could talk all day. Okay, cool. Well, have a great rest of your evening, and I will talk to you next week, if not before.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye, Amber.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Classroom. If you know something has to change and you're ready to take the next step to make it happen, whether it's in or out of the classroom, let's talk it through together. Schedule a no-obligation chat with me and we can talk through where you're stuck, how to get you unstuck, and how to keep you moving forward. Schedule your free call today by clicking the link in the show notes. I can't wait to connect with you.